Hello and good morning and welcome to Wake Up Well. It is Saturday the 9th of May and funnily enough we're going to be looking at Psalm number 9 in our sort of journey through the Psalms and a sort of little devotional series that we've been doing together. So this is a reasonably sort of medium length kind of Psalm, so I'm not going to read it all, but I want to kind of give a little bit of context to it, but also unpack two verses specifically and then share a couple of thoughts on that. So those verses verses 9 and 10, but I'd love you if you can have time during the day to go and read through this psalm and read it in the context of maybe verses 9 and 10, because I think they are kind of the linchpin of this psalm itself. So verses 9 and 10, read this to us. The Lord is a stronghold for the oppressed, a stronghold in times of trouble. And those who know your name put their trust in you. For you, O Lord, have not forsaken those who seek thee. I'll just read those a couple of verses again. The Lord is a stronghold for the oppressed, a stronghold in times of trouble. And those who know you and know your name put their trust in you. For you, O Lord, have not forsaken those who seek you. Very interesting verses for definitely the context that we currently exist in. So prior in Psalm 9, we find David praising God. We find him praising God for who he is, and he is remembering all of the wonderful deeds that God has that he has seen God do in his life and in his circumstances. And he categorizes him as the most holy and most high king. In verse 9, we see that he recalls God as a stronghold. And then in verse 10, that his name is trustworthy. So God is a stronghold and his name is trustworthy. One thing in life is certain. Trouble will come. We will experience suffering and hardship. That is a biblical worldview. And when it comes, where will you run? Who and where will you run to? You will run somewhere. You will run to a stronghold, whether that's friends, family, a spouse. But here, David teaches us that in oppression and in times of trouble, God is a sure stronghold. He is the only stronghold worth going to. We see the people running to a wide array of strongholds seeking refuge. But we come to see these strongholds are never strong enough. They let us down. They crumble. As they seek protection within their gates, as it were. God alone is king, and God alone can protect us from whatever it is that we face. Charles Spurgeon was known as the preacher of preachers, an incredible theologian and man of God. He once said this: there are many forms of oppression, both from man and from Satan. Oppression comes to us. And for all its forms, a refuge is provided in the Lord Jehovah. So that's the key part of verse 9. Jesus, God, is our stronghold in times of oppression. And then secondly, in verse 10, his name is trustworthy. The truths of God provoke a response in us. If God is a stronghold, how are we to respond to that? It is not enough for us just to mentally acknowledge God's perfections, but rather they should lead us to actively seek him in everything that we do. So how do we seek him? In the light of who he's revealed himself to be, we run to him in prayer. We run to him in faith and confidence that he is trustworthy and that he can be our stronghold. As we come to the stronghold of God, in a stronghold of God's name in prayer, we find his gates wide open to us. He does not forsaken us, but rather just the opposite. He shelters us and receives us. And let that be an encouragement to you today. Whatever you face, whatever oppression and whatever difficulty you find yourself in today, run to him in faith and prayer, because he is trustworthy and he is our stronghold and he is the shield of our salvation. Bless you.